Hi, hey, hello, welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Amber. I'm an author and a freelance editor. Behind me are some of the poetry collections I have published, and it has been about a month since I jumped on here and gave you guys an update. I've been pretty active on the community tab, so if you've been seeing those, you know I'm still alive. Uh, but today, I just kind of want to talk about Cemetery Book and kind of give you some general updates on like life and everything like that, just because I don't want to go so long between uploads, but also I want to make sure that when I'm on here, I'm giving you guys something worth watching in terms of updates into my writing and or editing careers, life, that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So first things first, we are at 29,024 words in the Cemetery Book. So about 1,500 words more than the last time I updated you guys. And most of that has been done in the last week, surprisingly. I am really excited with where it's going, and I'm having to take a pause on the drafting part of it, in the sense of I'm not just trying to write this and hit completion as fast as possible, because I need to see how it plays out. I've talked about this, but right now what I'm doing is when a really good scene comes into my head, whether I'm working, driving, that's usually when they hit, of course, I go ahead and come home, write it down, and that's usually my words for the day or the week at this point. But it also allows me to write down those really good scenes, that really good dialogue, and then still work on the structure of the story when I have more than 30 minutes to dedicate to the story. So for me, I think it's really going to come down to I know the plot, but I'm letting the plot percolate a lot longer than I normally do. And I'm not trying to rush this. I know that once a book comes out, I'm going to be on this high to get the next book out. And I'm not going to rapid release because I don't see myself doing that. If you're familiar with Anna Vera here on YouTube, I think she went 5 years in between the first and second books coming out. And I think we need to normalize not having a sequel come out within 12 months. I know that that's going to push sales. It's going to skyrocket your writing career, build more of a readership. But I also think that we're following this self-publishing trend that we don't necessarily need to follow if it doesn't fit us. And what I mean by that is, yes, I was publishing 2 poetry books a year or within 8 months of each other, but they were also, the longest one was 14,000 words, and it was poetry prose. Super easy to get down 14,000 words, considering I have double that right now. But for me, at least until I have built this world or my next world, which is a cozy mystery, I'm working on the first books in series for each of those. And the urban fantasy isn't going to have a pattern set out for it, kind of like the cozy mysteries would, where in each book, like XYZ has to happen, and they're probably going to be a little bit on the shorter side. This book, I know I've talked about it being around 70,000 words. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out the window now because I don't want to box this into anything. I want to write it, see what it comes out to be, see what it needs. If it's a bit on the longer side, that's fine. If it's a bit on the shorter side, that's fine. I don't, this is not the series that I necessarily want to follow some kind of guideline for. The cozy mystery, I feel like I can follow a guideline for a typical mystery novel and it'll be just fine. And I throw in, what makes it unique, and we're all set to go. The Cemetery Book, yes, it deals with witches and death, but it's also grief, and it's looking at that. And I don't want to overshadow the reason I started writing this book in the first place, just so it fits to market or something. I can already tell you I don't see romance being in this series at all, which I know is a huge deal breaker for the majority of readers in any genre. But the main character I have is dealing with so much grief and just life in general. I don't see romance coming up for her at all, to be honest. Whereas in the cozy mystery that I'm looking at, which is still around 11,000 words, so that I have not touched it since I last talked about it months ago, that one is definitely going to be much more like not focused on romance at all, but there's going to be relationships in it. And I'm very happy with where the book is going. And I've got 73 pages so far. So it's a good chunk. Like, this is not something that I was just like throwing together or anything. Like, I've put time and words into it. And I'm really focused on giving it what it needs. So if this doesn't come out this year, this doesn't come out this year. But I also I think what I need is to sit down and figure out my author journey now that we're pivoting away from poetry, because I've not written any poetry, I think, since September, October. And I don't even know if I wrote new pieces. I can't remember, or if I was just touching up some pieces I wrote in the summer. And I just don't see myself putting out any poetry at all in the future. And I'm still reading, let me see, I'm going to move stuff, I'm so sorry. Rosemary and Rue, which is the October Day #1 urban fantasy. I've read a good chunk of it, like a third, and I'm just taking life more slowly, because there's no need to rush. Like, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I don't need to do the hustle and bustle culture, and it doesn't really appeal to me anymore anyway. And I keep looking because I'm like, it's up on my screen right now, my story. I definitely want to hit 30,000 this month. I think I said I was going to hit 40,000 in January. Yeah, no. So 30,000 in February just to get somewhere. But I think now that I have a stronger focus, that's not quite the word though. I guess just a more general plan for what this novel needs to be, as opposed to what I was trying to fit it into. Because it's not literary. I don't really do literary unless they're like short stories, and even then, I don't. That was what got me in trouble in college, because I was never really interested in doing like that kind of stuff. I was always into like writing young adult and fantasy, and that was just so uncool. So if you've ever done the creative writing program, you might know, because if you don't do one tailored for like young adult, excuse me, or children's stories, it's when I turn this freaking camera on, it's ridiculous. But anyway, I totally lost my train of thought, and that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna move on. Anyway, yeah. So I think I completed like 6 projects. We're gonna reload. Why did you unload? 2, 8, 1, 2, 3. No, 7. I did 7 projects this month. That's insane. That's also why I really didn't get much done, because I had a copy edit this month, and I have a big proofreading project next month. But I think I don't want to make weekly videos if I can't hard update you on something. So editorial clients still doing good, still at the new day job, working like 3.5-hour days, which is totally fine. It's all I want. But I'm enjoying the slowness. And the downside of that is that slowness is not really super exciting to watch a whole lot of. But that's okay. Maybe I'll try a little bit harder to get through more of the writing in next month, or at least the planning part, so I can talk to you about that. And that was something else. I'm looking through my planner here. I know I talked about doing marketing experiments for the ones and selected poems in January and February. Financially, that was just not feasible. And then, so I'm just going to postpone those for a little while. In other news, I'm pretty sure the selected poems has actually made its money back, which is nice. Oh, and also The Woman I Hold Dear and Missed Arrows, which are these two. They are now available on Hoopla along with the selected poems. If you don't see it on yours, you should be able to reach out to your library, see if they'll purchase it. I believe they're also on Libby. I just don't have the Libby app. I use Hoopla. And then I believe they're already on BorrowBox as well. But I have confirmation that this little problem child is now up on Hoopla, because there are some images, which I think I took them out. Like, it wasn't anything overly sexual at all. It was flagging everything, so I think I just took them out. But that might be something else I do this year if I don't actually publish a new book, is I might redo the covers for the ones and Miss Arrows, just because I think they're a little bit more amateur than my other three, which is Daughter of the Bottle right here. And then, of course, Golden Eye Deer, which is absolutely my favorite one still. And then just the selected poems. I feel like I would like to redo these two, and that would be maybe enough of a project that, you know, it would feel like a new release coming out, a refresh coming out, but I can still take my time and work on the cemetery book. So, but thank you guys for joining me. Please let me know how your projects are going, what you're currently reading. I have been living for all of the book review videos I see. I'm not usually able to comment on all of them, but I am living for those because that's usually how I find new stuff to read. I can't remember who recommended this one, because I heard about this sometime last year and it took me until this year to actually get it. And then I don't know, yeah. And now I'm rambling, and that's usually my sign to go ahead and end the video. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like, subscribe, share, all of the clicky button things, and I will see you guys very, very soon with hopefully some more words in Cemetery Book. So catch you later.